with Oasis Mail Manager. I'm Shane Morris, I'm the CTO at A2K Technologies, and here to present with me today we have Stephen Manners. Stephen's with Oasis Software, the producer of Mail Manager. Stephen's the Business Development Channel Manager. Stephen's actually based in Australia, in Brisbane, so this is a local representation. So welcome, Steve.
Thank you, Shane.
We're going to get right into it today. So I'm going to give you some brief overview of product and a bit of background on our agenda. Just so I can make sure that everyone can hear me, can I get you to raise your hand on the panel over on the right, just so I can see that that you can hear me clearly. Okay, so just checking. All right, thanks everyone. So our agenda today is we're just going to do a short introduction, a little bit about A2K Technologies, a little bit about Oasis Software, and then we're just going to get straight into the Mail Manager product, give you a good look at that. So just about A2K Technologies, we're an industry-leading training, consulting, solutions and management firm, and we specialise specifically in the design technology space. We're quite large in our industry, with offices across Australia and New Zealand in particular, and we're an Autodesk Platinum partner and the largest channel partner in Australia. So we've got a highly knowledgeable and very, very industry experienced support, training and consulting teams, and we're covering across the building and infrastructure, mining and manufacturing sectors. So one of the things about A2K is we're actually really well known for our Autodesk association and the Autodesk products, but you can see on here that we're actually across a whole range of other software products. We also work in the hardware type area, and you see we have very strong consulting and training parts of our business. We are actually also involved in e-service. That gives you a bit better idea of what we do overall. So just a very quick background. Okay. Oasis Software, they're actually the software house of ARUP. Oasis is a developer of solutions for the engineering and architecture areas. So Oasis do a range of products like people movement simulator called Mass Motion, a whole range of engineering and engineering analysis tools, but also the creator of a product called Mail Manager that we're going to have a look at today. So let's leap right into Mail Manager. So, why are we interested in Mail Manager? Well, through Oasis research, they found that over a third of people can spend up to 2 hours per day searching for lost emails, and a very high proportion of people in these surveys admitted to deleting more important emails just due to simple things like their inbox size limits. So very clear that mail management is quite an issue just for people generally. Did you have anything else you wanted to add in this area, Steve?
No, that's fine. You just carry on there, Shane. That's awesome.
All right, so Mail Manager, so what it's designed for is to save time and simplify processes. So the way it does that is by making filing and finding emails quick and easy, and that can also be done even if you're offline. And we're going to have a look at some of this functionality in Steve's presentation of the actual product. Okay, we can use it to improve project management and QA compliance. So the filing process and the methodologies that have been employed there allow you to file emails more easily just into the one standard location where everyone can find them. So it's a brilliant way to be able to file email that's common to a specific project and be able to retrieve that email and information much more easily. So the other benefits are you can save money by reducing the storage space by the way you manage that email filing, which can minimise the network traffic. Reduces the need to print emails because you've got a lot easier to find old emails, and they don't tend to get deleted quite as often. So it's really fantastic for anyone who gets a lot of mail. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand over to Steve, and we're just going to cut straight into Steve's overview of the product, and we're actually going to have a close look at the actual software in action. So I'm just going to click a couple of buttons here, and I'm going to hand over my screen to Steve, and you should now be able to see Steve's screen. So over to you, Steve.
Thanks. Thanks very much, Shane. That was a very nice introduction. Appreciate that. So, welcome everybody. My name is Steve Manners, as Shane's introduced me. Based in Brisbane, work for Oasis Software as the Business Development Channel Manager. So one of the products I look after is Mail Manager, and obviously we welcome on board A2K as a new partner to us, and I'm there to support them wherever I can, and this is part of today is part of that support. So I'm just going to quickly go through a very quick presentation. Some of it does cover what Shane's already mentioned. If there are any questions, please save them till the end, and I'm happy to answer as many questions as possible. Okay, so Shane's already mentioned who we are. We are commercial developers of ARUP. We develop all our own software internally as a consulting engineering firm, and Oasis are the resellers or the commercial arm of ARUP. Oasis stands for ARUP Systems. ARUP was the founder of ARUP many years ago, so it's not a misspelling of Oasis. So as you can see, we're a very large consulting engineer, something like 15,000 employees, formed in '76, worked on some very prestigious projects, including the Sydney Opera House, lots of projects in Brisbane, the Goodwill Bridge, the Karelpa Bridge, many buildings and construction type projects. You can see they were a £5 million organisation with, say, 15,000 licenses used worldwide, many prestigious projects. So this is just a quick overview of some of our customers, some of the bigger customers, predominantly for Mail Manager. Obviously this is a Mail Manager centric presentation. So you can see that some very large organizations, big consulting firms actually adopt this software, as well as the smaller architectural type firms. You see there's quite a list there. Some of the products that we do, if you visit our website, you'll see this color banding, and we keep the products in a different color to show you that we've actually got different products in different areas of software. So as you can see, the top right hand corner there, we've got document management and a project called Keep, which is a new product to Oasis. There'll be more on that in the next few months, but Mail Manager is the one we're going to look at today. So just to back up some of the facts that Shane's already kindly mentioned, we can see that from research, 156 emails per day is a typical office worker sending and receiving. So I know in my role as sales and channel manager, I certainly am coming close to that, if not more on some days. So very common problem, and a common problem that's throughout the world. If you use Outlook, then there's no reason why you look at this product for managing your software, your emails. So 93% of workers are now using email to communicate to clients. That could be sending important attachments, contractual attachments, sign-off documents, really important documents that need tracing and need that traceability nowadays. You can see in that instance Microsoft was ordered to pay damages of $25 million when a certain email evidence couldn't be produced during a discovery of a litigation. So you see, it's very important that emails and a simple tool like Mail Manager can actually manage this sort of problem. So a few facts, we all know this one. So 10 years ago you used to get the letters, and then you'd be surprised and happy when you got a mail on the computer, but it's quite the opposite now. You get lots of emails and very few postal deliveries, and you're quite excited when you get an actual physical letter. So you can see the problem is actually reversed. So just before I go on to the demonstration, there's a few things maybe you'd like to ask yourself. Can you find all the emails relating to a particular project or from a person? I'll leave you to think about that one in particular, because I will cover that in the demonstration. Does filing email take forever? Do you file email? Do you leave it in your inbox? Do you put it in personal folders in your inbox? I used to do that until I started using Mail Manager. Do you back up your PSTs? Do you save them on a server? Is your data actually protected and stored? Okay. Do you get emails from IT saying your server's constantly reaching capacity? Sorry, I'll just hide that. You need to delete some emails, your inbox is full. So maybe you're looking for a document management solution, but finding the costs of and the implementation of such a large thing is too big and too cumbersome. It's to take weeks to implement. With Mail Manager you can be up to speed in hours. And are you a filer? Are you sort of strict about filing emails away, or do you just let it pile up? So this again will solve those issues with Mail Manager. So the solution, well, Mail Manager, obviously, it's user-friendly, requires no or very little installation, just a simple installation on your workstations. There's no installation on the server. No database is needed. Emails are stored in native Outlook format, so the MSG format, easily recoverable if you need to. And at the moment we've got something like 1,300 companies worldwide with 34,000 plus users of this software. So in the short time we've managed to capture some big customers and lots of licenses being used. So to summarize before I go on to the demo, it will improve your team communication and make you more efficient, save you hours in searching for email and improve your budget for IT, find what you're looking for extremely fast, save storage space, improve your project management, and equip users with mobile tools for when you're out the office, so you're able to actually file offline, which is quite important as we're all mobile nowadays. Most importantly, it will reduce your company's risk, enable you to find important emails and find that traceability. Okay. Okay, so this is, hopefully everybody could see my screen. This is my inbox, my email. And what I want to do first is just that question I asked a few minutes ago about finding an email. So this is the interface that the Mail Manager puts into your Outlook, just a little toolbar. And one of the really powerful tools is the searching capability. So if I click search, okay, I want to search for an email, let's say from a lady called Lou to Nigel, who's my boss, and let's say I was told, or I remember it was sent, let's have a look, probably around March, April last year. So if we go back to March. So we'll go from the 1st of March to let's go to today. Oh, sorry about that. Let's go to today, and let's say it contained an attachment. You can see that it's quickly searched all those emails from Lou to Nigel with an attachment in that date range. So you can see that it's extremely fast filing and searching, and I'm able to call these up and look at these in detail, just like I would open them in my email. Just wait for a second, and there we are. So you can see that it's extremely fast at finding emails. So that's one of the powerful tools within Mail Manager. Another thing you could do is use this slide bar, which filters between less than a year, date range less than a year, less than 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, down to 3 days. So again, you're able to file and search email very quickly. So all these emails, and the idea behind this, are stored on a server. So you work on all these emails that are in a central repository, and they're all available to everybody that needs access to those particular files and emails. So I want to just show you how to file. So I've had this email from Shane today, which is probably about the webinar. I simply open the email, I read it, I file it away. This is the Mail Manager interface in an email, still there. I could actually review that. I could add a comment to that, so when it's stored away, let's put a little comment. Invited today and confirmed. Don't have to do this. This is just if you add comments to emails as you go through, or you mark them as reviewed. So I'm going to file this away. Now, because I've had emails from Shane before, and his email address is Shane, obviously .morris at A2K Technologies, the software is intelligent and it learns the way you work. So as I go to file this, it automatically searches all my locations, and those locations can be across the world. As you can see, I've got global, Europe, Newcastle, so that's Newcastle, UK. I've got Australia locations, many locations. You can have thousands and thousands of locations, and all the locations are repositories for email. So because it's no Shane, it's actually prompted me to file to A2K Technologies, and I file that away. So what that's done, that's moved that email from my inbox. It sent it briefly to drafts, and then it's filed it away. Now as it's filed away, it's actually deleted it for me because I don't want it anymore. It's safe, it's locked away, I don't actually need to see it. So it sent that file straight to that email, straight to my deleted folder. You can see there it is. Now that functionality is set up in the preferences. So if you want to delete an email, you can delete there. So I've got it ticked. So delete original email after filing. We'll come on to the preferences in a bit, in a short time. So you can see that as I go through, I get emails every day. Obviously, some I can keep in there, which I like to keep in there. But this one, for instance, was from Belinda Martin. She recently did a tunneling conference with me. So I'm just going to right-click on that now. Don't have to open the email. I can file it away. And it knows Belinda is associated with a tunneling conference that we did in Sydney. She was the organizer. So I file that away. So you can quickly, extremely quickly, file emails into the correct folders depending on how you work, and you can store them away so everybody can look at these emails. I say that you can also lock them out. So if they're a company that has sensitive data, that obviously financial information that needs to be shared amongst a few of the managers and COOs, etc., you can actually put a lock on the folder, so that nobody that hasn't, anybody that's not got privileges into that folder cannot gain access. So you can see I've got a few collections here. These collections are, if you think of them as a filing cabinet, and then in that filing cabinet we have locations, and the locations are the actual folders of the files. So that's the kind of philosophy that it works with. So if I show you again, maybe file another email, if I find one. I'm quite religious on the ones I want to file, so it's a bit hard to find one that, this one here, this one's from Reese. He's a colleague of mine, and I file his email, and all his email, if it doesn't give you the one you want, you can scroll down and just select the one that you want it to go to. I get a lot of different email from Reese, so as a consequence it's unsure. It will go off the last email that I filed away from Reese in a particular folder, but as you saw, it's easy to select different folders if it's not giving you the one you want. So let's look at sending an email through Mail Manager. So I'm going to send this email to Shane, just as you would. Okay, so when I send this email, I have a couple of options. This is the way our company policy works. So I'm going to save this. Automatically it's picked Shane to start with. That's the first thing to note. Second thing to note is I can send this only and not file it away. Again, that's a company policy that ARUP has. If it's just, hey, I'll see you for a coffee at 10, doesn't need to get recorded. If it's something important, I can send and file. So in this instance, I'll send and file. Okay, that's it. Stored, gone. Again, that email's now gone out of my system. One thing that I do get asked a lot of is duplication of email. So what Mail Manager also does is it eliminates duplication, and it does this by looking at the email itself just to see if anything has changed. So when Shane receives the email, we're both using Mail Manager, he goes to file that away in the same location that I've just sent and filed that one to. It will actually not store it because it will look at the email and say, well, this hasn't changed. Steve sent it to Shane, it's not changed. Shane's filing it away, and it will just disappear. Where Shane goes to file it, it will just disappear out of the system because it's already looked, and it's intelligent to know that it would be a duplicate and it wouldn't do that. So that's quite important. Okay, so I've done a bit of filing, I've done a bit of searching. Let's have a look at some of the other tools that's available. So this is a common one, a common problem that when you're working in email, I used to do this all the time. So if anyone's familiar with the snipping tool here in Windows, you know, you want to capture something, send it an email, and you go to the snipping tool, snip it, save it, maybe edit it, put some text on, mark it up, save it again, attach it to an email, all very time consuming. We have a tool called Snap and Send inside Mail Manager, and what this enables you to do is a few things, but mostly same as the snipping tool, enables you to do a snap. So in this instance, let me get something interesting to snap. So let's say I'd like this picture here changed, and I want to communicate that change and show that it's stored and filed away. So I go to Snap and select the picture, snap it, there it is in my tool. I can resize this if I want to. I can add some text. Please change image. Okay, I can change all the fonts, the colors, anything I want to change. Maybe I like an arrow. Let's pretty obvious in this instance, but you can see that very quick to do, as you would a few more tools than the snipping tool within Windows. Just to run through the toolbar, so that's the snap. You can do a delayed snap, so for instance if you've got a toolbar that drops down, you can actually delay it for 2 seconds or change that duration, so it gives you a chance to actually go do something and then do the snap, i.e. drop a window down. Quite useful. It was an enhancement that's been requested. We've just recently put that in. You can save this as an image. Let's just have a look at some of the options. Export to an image, export to PDF. Quite nice. What we want to do today, well, we could do 3 things. We can attach it as an email, as an image, and then select what type of image. Again, quite nice, lots of options there. Actually, ahead of myself. I can email this image as an embedded image. Again, lots of options there. Or I could save it as a PDF. So in this instance, I'll just want to do a bit more markup possibly. So let's do a little balloon around here. Again, you can move that around, so nice and easy to work with. You can change the shape of the balloon too. So again, nice and easy, nice and user-friendly. I could mark that up if I wanted to, but in this instance I'd want to just do snap and email it off. So embed this image in an email, type to Shane, please review. Please review change, and there's the image captured away. Send through Mail Manager, send and file, and that's gone. So you can see that's extremely quick. That's with me talking in between and showing you some of the tools. Very quick. Something else that's really nice is it saves all the images that you've done, all the snaps you've previously done. And if I wanted to do more, I can just add these tabs across the top. Again, which is quite nice. So if, say, for instance, I wanted, let's have a look, scroll across, drag that one on, you can see I can reuse all the snaps and the screen captures that I've previously done. So that's really nice as well. Okay, so snap and send, very, very useful tool. Okay, so we're just probably coming to the end now, because I can actually show you how to do locations. I don't want to go in too much detail, but I'm happy to at the end of this if we want to show how to add these folders to the server and look at those sort of options. Happy to do that. Just wanted to look at some of the filing options. So I mentioned earlier that we've got mobile integration, so you can actually work on the go. We have this thing called drop folders. Drop folders work on your mobile device. Basically, it uses this number here. So if I turn this down to say 3, these are actually my drop folders on my Outlook, and these folders will also be on my mobile. Obviously, I can't show you that today because it's a webinar. But if I save this down to 3, it will change this list to the 3 most common filing locations I use. So it's used A2K, Oasis, and tunneling. So that's purely because I've just been doing that during the presentation. Again, user preferences, drop folders, set to 10. You can see my list has changed to 10. So when I go to my mobile device, let's just see if I've got the presentation. This is probably useful at this point in time. So yeah, mobile tablets, mobile phones, etc. It all works with those devices. So what you see here is you obviously your phone. This is the sequence of working. So you get your email, you read it, you click on this button here. If any of you use filing on your mobile device, this is the button you need to click on. That will take you to your drop folders, these folders here that sit under your inbox. Then you just simply select which folder it goes to, in this instance Demo 1, and then that email that you read will actually get filed into Demo 1. What that is actually doing is it's obviously dropping it into these folders here. So when you connect to your, or start up your Outlook on your desktop, you'll actually see that that folder will be there, Demo 1, and the file would have actually automatically been sent into Mail Manager. So there'll be nothing for you to file when you start Outlook again. It automatically will go into that folder as you're working on the go. I've actually got a customer down in Victoria that loves this drop folders, and I think he has 1,000 folders shown because he's always on the go. He's always on his iPad moving around and wants to file as he's working. He's got into the habit, and I can't actually take Mail Manager off him. He loves it so much, but he finds it extremely useful using drop folders. Okay, let's have a look, see if there's any more tools here we should look at. Okay, file names. This is important. So I have again number of customers that are chartered accountants or financial advisors and solicitors that need that traceability. They need a date stamp or a time stamp when an email is being sent. Again, very important, not applicable to everybody, but this is the area under file names where you decide what you're doing with received messages and sent messages and how they will be stored into the system. So you drag and drop these options from one side to the other, and then you'll get a preview of the example of the filing. So you can see that with my current options, they're grayed out because company policy has been set in terms of the filing, so it won't allow me to do anything different to what the company standard procedure is for naming files and storing emails. So we've got the date, we've got a unique number, the person sending, and the message obviously. So again, you decide as a company how you want these messages to look in your system. And I'll show you a little example of that. So we've got here some folders. So remember back to the filing cabinet analogy. So I've got a collection here which is a .mm collection, Mail Manager collection. Imagine this is on a server. Inside my collection I have these locations, again folders in my filing cabinet, and in these locations will sit emails. Surprise, surprise. So these are default MSG files, but they've actually been stored away. So they're there now, and you can see they've been stamped with a date, a unique identifier, my name, and what the title of the email. So you can see this, even if this is something I got asked the other day, if a company ever wants to not use Mail Manager, you've still got all your information on a server in a folder, and it's all organized. So there's no worry about not filing emails or going without Mail Manager. So that's a really nice comforting thought if you ever didn't want to, for some strange reason, not have Mail Manager. Again, all the emails that I file away are all stored. So I just want to show you quickly again locations. So I've got mapped locations throughout the world, and this is the way that we're set up here at Oasis. So if I look at clients, this is a list of all the locations. I'll go through them very quickly. All the locations that are available for me to file away to. So everybody that is working on with a client, it doesn't matter where they are in the world, will have access to the people's emails that's working on the project. So something else I wanted to show with that regard is a really useful tool called Social Map. So what Social Map will do is if I'm working on a customer or dealing with a customer and they've logged a support call, for instance, excuse me. So they've logged a support call and I need to see the response to that support call, or I need to see who else in the organization might be a good person for me to talk to. I use this tool called Social Map, and what it does is it looks at an organization or a location, should I say, and it will actually look at the most, let's just pick a good one, let's pick this one. It will look at who's filing to this location the most. So for instance, this company here called Brown Consulting, if I look at their social map, obviously they're a customer of mine, so because they're a customer of mine and I'm filing away a lot to them, dealing with them, my box is the largest. But you can see that I talk to people in the organization. Let's just zoom in a little bit. So you can see that I talk to Edward Mannion, I talk to Oasis, Oasis being the support team. I talk to Brian Pilkington quite a lot. But also I can see that Reese Lewis has been talking to somebody here called Ronit Ravi. And Reese has also been dealing with John Hayes on this. So I can quickly see that I can get a picture of who's talking to who based on their email activity. And I find this really useful. I can see that Oasis has been talking to Tony Cox. So maybe I should give Tony Cox a call and introduce myself. So it's a really good, useful tool for looking at email activity within an organization, and that obviously feeds off locations and the activity of the filing. So that's a really cool tool. Use it all the time. I'm not going to go into too many user preferences. You can use reviews. As I said, you can do some workflow with Mail Manager, but again, I could go into a bit more detail if you want to. So that, in summary, let's just have a look, see if I've covered everything. Snap and send. Yep. So are there any questions? I hope that was informative, and happy to field some questions.
Thanks, Steve. Let's see.
No worries.
Questions come up. Margot just asked offline whether we were recording the session. So yes, we are. Typically with our webinars, we record those, and there's a section on our website where all our previous webinars get uploaded. So you can go back to this one or go back to any previous webinars that we've done on there as well. So Margot is just asking, what is the cost of the software and is there local support in WA? I'll let Steve answer the cost question, but local support in place. We've got an office, an A2K office in WA in Westwood, but support would typically go through the normal A2K support channels. So you would access through that, and of course we have the backup services of Oasis software if we need those. But generally it's quite an easy product to use, so generally support's very straightforward compared to some of the other products that we work with on this one.
Yeah, so the cost of the software is £150. We work in pounds, so the conversion rate is probably around 300, just less than $300 AU. That includes the first 12 months support as well. So obviously talk to the guys at A2K about purchasing, and they'll be happy to provide you a quote.
Yeah, there's volume licensing as well, so
correct.
Cover that in detail according to what your needs are through our sales team. Okay, Okay, so other questions. So Paul's asking, if I uninstall Mail Manager, do I still have access to all my emails that I've filed?
Yes. Remember I just showed the file locations, and they're all available on a server. We work on the software is installed on a server. Sorry, the locations are on a server. So yes, all the email is totally accessible in a native MSG format, which is Outlook format, and all recoverable. Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Okay, so a customer that has 10 licenses, what would be the best way for them to manage the purchase of their licenses? Would they just buy 10 individual licenses, or is there a server license? How does that work?
Yeah, so the licenses, you need to count out who needs access to, who in a day would be filing through Outlook, filing their email. So if there's 10 people in an organization that are constantly looking at receiving and sending email, then obviously you'd look at 10 licenses in that instance. The licenses, they're a sort of a individual license, so if you need, it will be 10 times 150, or like Shane just said, it would be a discount. I think the discount starts at 10 licenses. And so you get those obviously cheaper, but the licenses automatically released when you close down Outlook. The license releases back to the server. So if you've got 10 people in an organization, maybe 5 are only using email per day, then you might be okay with 5, but it's easy enough to add more licenses as you go. As long as Outlook closes down, those licenses go back to the pool of licenses that are available, the 5 in that instance.
Excellent. Okay, question from Peter. Is there a way to bulk file existing emails?
Yep, really easy. You just select them, right-click on them, right-click on all the selected email, and then file away. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Anyone got any more questions? I've just got one here from Mary. So you can install locally, or you install the software locally, but can you actually centrally administer the filing locations?
Yes, yes. You can centrally administer them on a server. So the emails are stored on the server, and the administration of the folders would be on the server. Yep. If that's what you mean by that question. But if you wanted, for instance, to roll out a certain version of Mail Manager that everybody uses and change all the configurations, then you would have a central config file that you send out to all the users. So that they're all following company standards and procedures.
Okay, so that would mean you can file under people, you can file under projects, all kinds of combinations of ways of filing.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, depends how your company operates. I mean, in sales, as you know, Shane, we work on customer names mostly. But on a project here at ARUP, obviously use this software extensively internally. They'll work on a project, so you might have Clem 7 Tunnel as a project, and within there subcontractors, and within the subcontractors names of subcontractors and email correspondence from those subcontractors. So projects could all get stored through that file hierarchy so that you can track it later. So it just depends how your company works.
Excellent. All right, so one more question from Margot. Margot's just asking if the server is their server or whether it's A2K's server. So I think I can answer that one. That's certainly it would get stored servers. So it's not. This is not really a cloud-based system. It's more a filing system. So it's a case of you choosing the locations that you want the email to be saved to. So essentially you have control over that. So typically that would be your own servers. In some cases for individual users, it may just be their local machine. So it doesn't necessarily have to be an actual server.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so we just had a question about, does it need to be a dedicated server? So I would say no, it could just be a normal shared drive, and could be combinations of servers and locations according to projects or people, or how you want to administer that. Would that be correct, Steve?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, so looks like that's all of the questions. So we'd be certainly happy to follow up and answer any more questions via our sales team or via ourselves. So thank you very much, everyone, for your attendance. And
thank you, everybody. Yep.
And thanks, Steve, for your presentation. And
pleasure.
We look forward to catching up with everyone and see what you thought about the product. Thanks very much.
Thank you.